Whenever I sit down to focus and start my Pomodoro timer, and 15-20 minutes in, I have all these distracting thoughts. Okay, what about if my YouTube video goes viral? What happens if my app goes viral? Or if worse, doesn't work out at all? Nobody watches my YouTube videos. And all this is what happens this, what happens that, what happens this. All these thoughts just take me out of my focus zone. And if it happens once, okay. If it happens twice, okay. But if it keeps happening again and again, you get annoyed and irritated, and then you start to become despondent and feel like I didn't achieve anything today. I was not able to focus, and you blame and you become hard on yourself. And I know that you can't be completely focused in a sessions. You can't be completely distraction free. But we can get to the distraction and deal with it as soon as we can. So if you look at the thoughts and say, okay, having all thoughts is bad, but that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes you might have good thoughts. Say, for example, the problem you have been struggling for the past week, you might get a solution to that suddenly because your brain is called incubation and your brain works on it subconsciously in the background. And suddenly you get the solution problem that you've been having, or you remember to do something in the afternoon, a task you have to get to, but you don't need to get to them right away. So how do we deal with this? So based on the principle of journaling, where you take your overthought thoughts and put them down. So that's what we should aim. That's what I should aim to do here. Note them down. So question now becomes, how do I implement this? I remember that I had a whole notebook lying around, this one, where I used to capture random thought ideas, any task that might not be important to be going into a task manager. But if they had any important task, then it would be going into a task manager and I would be taking action on them. I wasn't using this to, get more focused. And I wanted to say that initially, all the random thoughts I had, I used to write down in the front side like this. But I made a conscious decision that whatever thoughts I wanted, or I made a conscious decision that whatever thoughts that I had, while being in a focus sessions, I wanted to be distinct from this side. So I reversed it and I write in this way. So that because most of the time in focus sessions, I mostly have random distracting thoughts that plainly just garbage. So I didn't want to mix them both. So that's why I have a distinction. And coming to the implementation of it, initially it was difficult because I keep forgetting that I need to write down all these thoughts in the books. It was not natural to me, but I made a conscious effort to stick with it week after week, and then slowly and surely I began to remember and write down all the thoughts, tasks, or any ideas that I have while uh, while being in a focus sessions, and then immediately get back to it. And one more thing I need to notice, during the period of implementation, I used to keep my phone on the left hand side, which is a huge mistake because I usually keep it on the behind me on the bed. Because whenever you keep phone on the left hand side, no, what you end up doing is you just keep your hand naturally goes towards using the phone, and that's potential distracted. So instead of worrying about it, I just replace my phone and put my book so that it's more natural for me to just reach for the book and note things down. So in a way, eliminating a potential distraction as well as making the process more natural to me. Through making changes and understanding why something works and why something doesn't work, I have come to this place where it's just natural for me to write down my thoughts in the book and get back to the task at hand. And if you think this has been helpful, you're welcome to try. But the important thing to note here is the principle involved. That is to take your thoughts out of your brain and give them a home. You're welcome to do it however you want. You can do it digitally on an iPad, on a piece of paper, or however you see fit. If you just want to get started, you can implement this solution, and when it starts to limit you, you can improve upon it, like I probably will. And just before concluding this video, I just wanted to say that the name I gave for my notebook is called Paper Brain. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. And with that, I'll take your leave and I'll see you in the next one.